Hello. My name is Jade. I'm the 310 Stitcher here on a little corner of the YouTube world where I like to share my crafting journey. Primarily here that is cross stitch, but I do throw in some knitting and crochet in there occasionally as well. What I wanted to do today is start a WIP parade. So this is going to be not a full WIP parade of all of my projects. This is going to be just those projects that I have worked on since January 1st of this year. It might need to be in a couple of different parts. We'll see how we go. But yeah, so that's what this is going to be. So I have my first pile of stuff over here, and I will share with you just they're in no particular order whatsoever. Now, I have recently gotten a slew of new people that are subscribing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. And I know that with WIP parades, we often find new floss tubers to watch, which is fantastic. So maybe I'll just give a little bit of an introduction to myself, since there may be a bunch of new people that are watching this. So my name's Jade. I'm the 310 Stitcher here. I am based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and I love cross stitch. I am a big knitter as well, with a capital K, and I'm a crocheter with a small c. I say that because I'm not very good at crocheting. Let's put it that way. But I try. I still try, and I still love to do it. So, yeah. So my crafting journey started with knitting. So I started knitting in about 2013, and I did it for stress relief. And it was, well, knitting has been proven, right, to be a stress reliever, to lower your blood pressure, and all that stuff. So that's what I at the time I had a job. I was consulting engineer, and I worked about 60 to 70 hours a week, so quite stressful. And so I needed something to just help stop the brain weasels from going. It worked amazing, and I actually just fell in love with it, to the point where if I didn't knit every single day, there was something wrong. Now during COVID, I started cross stitching. I decided to just give it a go. I wanted to, I was feeling really ill. I went through some really bad health issues, and knitting, so I could still knit socks because I can knit without looking, as long as it's something that's not, not too intense, and I don't have to look at a pattern. So one of the issues was I couldn't read, I couldn't look at anything, I couldn't focus on anything, and I was really dizzy. So reading, following a pattern, that was all no go. But I decided to try cross stitching because it actually became part of my vision therapy. So that hand-eye coordination, and especially with stamped patterns, because I didn't have to follow a pattern. I could just follow along with the colors and go from there. And so, I unstitched more than I stitched, but that was okay. I still fell in love with cross stitch, and that's been occupying the majority, I would say, of my stitchy time these days. Okay, what else? I have 2 kids, I have a husband, and I have a menagerie. have a dog, 2 cats, a turtle, many, many, many fish. And yeah, the only thing we don't have is a bird. But anyway, so that's me in a nutshell. I'm a big reader, which was one of the things that fell by the wayside when I got ill, because again, I could not read. So that was a thing. Anyhow, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. In terms of cross stitching, I am primarily a full coverage stitcher. That's what I have discovered about myself, is I love, love, love full coverage. I do have non-full coverage as well. I don't pick them up as much, and so I'm as the full coverage, just because I find them more difficult actually than full coverage. And yeah, I mean, there are some things that I really love. I know that I'm not a sampler person, even though I have a couple of them, but they're not, I don't like antique, like, not that I don't like them. I actually will watch floss tubes of people that just do antique samplers. They're just not something that I would like to stitch or display in my home. I like them to, I can enjoy them just for what they are, but it's not my style. You know, which is fine. We're all different, right? So a lot of what you're going to see, most of what you're going to see is full coverage, counted cross stitch, but there are some non-full coverage as well, and there are also some stamped kits as well. All right, well, we're almost 7 minutes in. Let's get to the show, shall we? All right. So I'm going to be putting in pictures. Do I want to put pictures in, or do I want to just show you? I think maybe I'm just going to show you on my iPad. I think that will be a lot faster. Okay, I'm just going to show you the pictures on my Markup RXP or on my iPad. And the first one is one that I was just working on today, which is why it's already up. And this is from Sunflower Stitches, and it is called The Salty Bitch. No, this is not Sunflower Stitches. I always get these mixed up. There's a couple of different designers that have similar pieces to what I just showed you, and I get them mixed up. Okay, yes, so the Salty Bitch is not Sunflower Stitches. The Salty Bitch is Stitches So Beautiful. The next one you'll see will be from Sunflower Stitches. Anyways, so I started in the top left. So this is all I'm doing, and I am doing this. Let me see, I know it's mostly white. I'm doing this in the diagonal, because at first glance I wanted to just do all the frame first, but that's mostly whites, and I thought, no, I'm gonna lose my mind if I try to do that. So I'm working diagonally. I'm working in 40 stitch wide diagonals. I'm sorry, I'm working, oh yeah, so it's supposed to be 40 stitches wide, but for some reason this one is not. This one's like 30 stitches. Anyway, so I have to make it bigger. Yeah, so I'm doing 40 stitch wide diagonals, so that way I get into more of the meat, right, quicker, rather than just being forever in the border or the background. So that is all that's there so far. And what have I done? So there are a total of 107,444 stitches in this, and I've done 1,257. So I'm participating, I'm at 1.17%. So there's a couple of things. One is Stitches So Beautiful has a monthly challenge. And if you participate by doing minimum of 250 stitches a week, then you get a free pattern at the end of the month. So I am participating in that. So far I've kept up. We're in the second week of June. It's June 9th. And the other thing I'm doing is I have goals set for each of my projects. And some of them are like stitch count goals, and some of them are just percentage goals. For this one, it was just to get it to 1%, and I have actually made that. So I'm at 1.2%, and I'm going to be a little bit higher before I'm done with the stitch along for this month. But then this can, go away. I don't know that it'll go away for, until next year kind of thing, but at least I know that my goal has been met. And I don't know why I'm taking this off, because I'm going to need it again. But anyways, let's just leave that. Let's just leave that over there. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, the second one I want to show you is from Sunflower Stitches. And this one is called Pricks Everywhere. And it's very similar to what I just showed you. Or it's in that same style anyways. Oh no. Oh, there's no picture in here because it's the... So for some reason, when I tried putting in Sunflower Stitches patterns into Markup RXP, it doesn't go in properly. Unless I put in the Pattern Keeper version. And if I put in the Pattern Keeper version, then there's no picture. So let me just show you what that looks like. So this is, like I said, from Sunflower Stitches. And as you can see, it's a similar style. Okay, so on this one, I did start with the border, but I have started inside a little bit too. I should have gotten something. Okay, I just needed to get something. So that is all I have done so far. So just the outside, and I have, it's hard to see, but because it's mostly white. But so far I have put in 2,101 stitches in this out of the total of 89,660. So I'm at 2.34%. So I've also, I think this one was to get to 3% actually. So I've not made the goal yet for this one. Okay. So both this one and the Stitches So Beautiful one are being done on 25 count even weave, 2/1 half cross. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, next one. Okay, so the next one is only going to make sense to you if you have watched Ted Lasso. Which, if you haven't, you should, because it's a great, it's fun, wholesome fun. It's just a fun, wholesome show. I believe it was on Apple TV. I'm not 100% sure. But this is called Roy Kent. That's what it's going, well, similar to what it's going to look like. I'm not using those colors. So, Roy Kent is the star of a British pro soccer team that's in the dumps, and whenever he gets onto the field, the crowd, you know, chants his name and they're like, Roy Kent, he's here, he's there, he's every effing where. And so this one is the project that I am putting in 2 threads a day into to get it finished. I didn't sew this very well, and that's why it's a little puckered, but I can fix that later. So this weekend I actually put in a lot more. This weekend I finished, I think, like 3/4 of the blue and all of this and all of this. So that's obviously a lot more than just 2 threads a day, but I was away for the weekend and I had some time to just sit around, and also when I was a passenger in the car. So that's that one. This one is being done on 16 count linen. I have no idea where it's from, and I have no idea what kind of linen it is. It is very weird. Let me, I don't know, it's really odd, and I really dislike how my stitches are sitting on this. I'm doing it 2/1 full cross, and I just, the fabric itself is very odd. Let's say it that way. Okay. I don't know how many stitches there are in this. Markup RXP tells me there are 19,356, but I think that's counting all of the white, the unstitched part, because it tells me, so I have done 4,986 stitches, and if you recall, I had way more than, like, I'm 2/3 done, right? I only have 1, 2, and part of this one, and 3. So I'm way more than halfway done. So there must be maybe around 10,000 stitches. I don't know. Okay. So next is one of my focus pieces. Peaches. And this is called Sunset in Venice. Show you a picture. I guess I can't lock this. That's weird. Okay. It is called Sunset in Venice. It is from Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Dominic Davidson. So this one was the request size. So it's not a regular and it's not a super size. It's somewhere in between. You can see there, 650 by 464. Just regular colors, 87 colors. And I love this piece so much. So this one, oops. I started this in October of 2022. So it's been 2.5 years. I'm at 37%, 37.0%. So there are 111,649 stitches completed out of the 301,600. And let me show you, I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on 25 count, even weave. So that's the bottom. This is the bottom of the piece. So I'm not quite finished. I've been working from like here to the bottom. I think that's about 6 pages. Yeah, about 6 pages. I I still have a few ninja stitches up here, and then I'll come down and finish that. Once I'm done that, then I don't know. I may just come here and work my way over that way, or I may step the pages in diagonally. I don't know. But I love it. It's just like, okay, I know the lighting is not great in here, so I apologize about that, but it is stunning. Okay, like in person, this is absolutely stunning. Let me put something behind. Let's see if that will help. Oh, that's better. It is stunning. Like all this foliage, the flowers, they pop off the page. Like pop off. There's the gondola. There's the couple. Oh, it looks so good. I love this so much. So I am trying to finish this by, I think, end of 2027. I think so. So, because I'm at 37%, I think the goal for this year is to get it to 50%. I wanted to say 40, but I don't think that's correct because I'm at 37 already, so I don't think it would be 40, but let's have a look. Oh, actually the goal I had set for this year was to get to 40%. So that's where we will get to, I guess. In order to do that, I have to do about just under 1,200 stitches a week, and those are full crosses. So it's a bit challenging to get that done. So yes, I don't think I'll get more than 40% on this year. Okay, next. Okay. Next is another one of my oldest pieces. Let me show you a picture. So this one is called the Colosseum. I don't remember who the artwork is by. If I remember, I'll put it down below or on the screen here somewhere. The pattern is from Cross Stitch Collectibles. And when it is complete, this is what it's going to look like. So this one I'm at 28.6%. So I have just under 44,000 stitches completed out of 153,584. It almost looks like there's lines there, but I promise you there's not. What you're seeing there is just the water-soluble marker in behind the light stitches. So it doesn't go too much further than that. There's the bottom. But I've been stuck in that sky for a long time, and I'm finally getting to building. This is building again. And then it goes to there. So this one I am doing on 22 count even weave, which was tea dyed by myself. And yeah, my goal for this year, so like I said, I'm at 28%. My goal for this year was to get this to 30%. which I will pass. I will surpass. And actually, I should say something. I messed up. So on okay, well, let's go to this one. So this one, first of all, I'm aiming to have this completed by mid-year 2027. And in order to do that, I have to do 1,024 stitches a week. So that's what will get me this completed by the middle of the year 2027. So right now the goal for this is to get it to 30%. I'm already at 28.6, so I'm gonna surpass that for this year, which is fine. But I also wanted to say for Sunset in Venice, I told you that the goal was to get it to 40% for this year. However, that 1,100 stitches that I was telling you that I have to do, or almost 1,200 stitches, that is not to get it to 40%. I'm going to pass, again, I'm going to pass that goal this year, because that 1,200 stitches is to get it completed by mid-year 2028. Yeah, mid-year 2028. I keep forgetting that. So, okay, next is another piece that I have been focusing on this year. This is called the Pompeian Lady. I'd like to have this one also completed, same with Colosseum, mid-year 2027. In order to do that, I have to do 826 stitches a week. I have so far 17,600 stitches completed out of 105,975. So I have a long way to go on this one. Let me show you what that's going to look like. So this is another one by Heaven and Earth Design. The artwork is by John Godward. And did I say this one is called A Pompeian Lady? So this is what it's going to look like when it's complete. And this is where she is so far. I still have a long way to go. So it's not very wide. It is a mini. Not very wide, but I like it. This is also being done on 25 count, even weave, 2/1/2 cross. So most of my things will be 2/1/2 cross, because I want to have a snowball's chance in hell of completing some this year. Okay. So I just have to keep an eye on my phone here. Okay, so the next one is called, so this was a new start this year, and it is called Sun, Moon, and Stars by the Cross Stitch Studio. I believe, yeah, Sun, Moon, and Stars. This was part of their fantasy series, and I think it's Tarina Clark is the artist. I'm not sure. Anyways, so that's what that will look like when it's complete. I just loved this series, actually. Beautiful. I've started up in the top left with a bunch of dark blue, and I have done 1,424 stitches out of the 390,623. That's all I've done so far. Like I said, it was a new start. This is being done on 25 count even weave from China. I'm at 0.36%. So 1,423 stitches out of 390,625. So 0.36%. My goal for this one for this year, I think, is probably to get it to 1%. So yeah, it's to get it to 1%. So I still have some work. Still have some work to do on that one. Okay, next one. Okay, so this one is the piece that has it's not my oldest piece, actually, by any stretch, but it is the piece that I have the most work done on, the most stitches in out of any of my pieces. And I'm speaking, of course, about Dragons of the Sabbat. This is artwork by Anne Stokes, and it was from Pain Free Crafts. It's retired from there. It is available elsewhere, but let me just show you what that's going to look like when it is complete. It will look like that. So I completed all of the black, every single black stitch in this whole piece. And I have been working in that blue dragon up at the very top. So my goal for this year is to just get that blue dragon completed. By the way, there's 251,562 black stitches in this piece. Out of the total of 604,000. So that was a lot. I completed all of the black by late last year. I am currently at 43.4%, and I've done 261,965 stitches in total. So let me show you what that's going to look like, or what that looks like right now. I've not worked on this in a couple of weeks. It's been a really crazy couple of weeks. I'm gonna have to back up here. Oh, I can't back up enough. So let me just and there's the blue dragon. I just love him. This is being done on 22 count even weave. The black I did 3/1. The black I did 3/1 half cross because I didn't like the coverage with just 2/1. And the colors I'm doing 2/1 half cross because the coverage seems fine, at least for this blue. Anyway, so we'll see going forward, but yeah, I just love it. I haven't worked on it in a couple of weeks, and I miss it. I have to get there. I have to get back to it. So with this one, my goal, like I said, my goal for this year is to get that one dragon done, which I think is around 40,000 something stitches. So it's not insignificant. But my goal to complete the entire thing is by the end of the year 2030. So I still have 4.5 years to go, which I think I think it's going to be a stretch. I think that's a stretch goal. I'm not sure that I can make it. It might have to be later than that even. But anyway, so that's that one. Okay, next. Okay, so this one. Okay. This is the first supersize max color that I'm going to show you. And it is artwork by Amy Stewart. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Sorry, this is super size. It is not max color. I don't even know if this is available in a max color actually. But it is called Birds, Butterflies, and Blooms World Map. That's what it will look like when it's done. And I have been working in that top left corner. Okay. So this one, I started this pretty much exactly 2 years ago. Let me get the threads out of the way. And I have 13,870 stitches out of the 713,279. I'm at 1.94%. Okay, so that's what I've got done so far. So I had originally completed this one page, and then I was working down here and in here, just sort of cross country. And the last time I worked on it, I decided, because I was starting to get really, there's so much confetti in this thing. Oh my God, I can't even, for it not being a max color, there's so much confetti. It's crazy. And so I was starting to get a little bit confused. So I started doing diagonals up here. So I think that's how I'm going to work on it, so that I'm contained to an area and I don't end up with, you know, just the odd and just, you know, 3,000 ninja stitches in a page that then take me forever to do, because that drives me crazy. I really like how that's looking. Okay. So the next one is a dimensions kit. So I don't know a percentage or anything like that, because it is a paper pattern. So this is a gold collection. It is called Fall. Ow. Oh, I just hit my funny bone. It's called Fall Fairy. Sorry for the glare, but she's beautiful. I have all 4 of these. This is the only one I've started though. It's being done on 16 count even weave. That came with the kit. Hold on. There we are. So supposedly, according to my spreadsheet and Notion, supposedly this is my oldest piece, which would be, you know, 2022, I guess. 2022, 2021, I don't remember. It was during COVID. So anyway, once I am finished the Roy Kent piece, then I'm debating either doing the 2 threads a day. I'm debating doing that either on my oldest piece, which would be this one, or on the piece with the least number of stitches. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a quick break. Okay, I'm back. So let's move on to the next WIP. Oops, gonna have an avalanche here. All right, so the next one I want to show you. Actually, I didn't work on that one. Never mind. Okay, the next one is Another New Start. And this one is another one of those pieces from the Cross Stitch Studio, the Celestial series, I guess. They have about 4 or 5 now. And this one is called Mystical Forest. So again, it's from the Cross Stitch Studio. It's big. It's 800 by 800. Not the biggest one. Not the biggest one that I have, but okay. I fell in love with this. That's what it will look like eventually one day when it is complete. It's beautiful. Okay. And so far I have done a whole 792 stitches out of the 640,000. So that's it. This is being done on 28 count. So they're beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. I'm doing it 2/1 half cross. And I have to get back to this. So my goal for this one, I believe, was to get it. So I'm at only 0.12%. My goal for this one was to get to 1% again. Yeah, to get to 1%. So that's another 5,600 stitches. Not too bad. I should be able to get it done this year if I actually pull it out. Okay. Next is another new start. And this one, let me see if I can pull up a picture. This is Hawk Run Hollow. It is a year at Hawk Run Hollow. Okay. Come on. Show me a picture. Oh my goodness. It's not very clear, but it will look something like that when it's done. So I've done a whole 276 stitches on this. So not a ton. I have to pull this out again. So all I have done on this is I've started on the border. So that's it. That's all I've done. Oh, I still have the needle stuck in there too. So just working on that, but I will, this is being done on fabric from Kaylee 10 Stitch. And it is 36 count linen in Siren Song. So there won't be a ton of margin on each side, but that's okay. I can always add more fabric if I need to. And I am doing this in Roxy Floss. So that's not all of the colors, but it's a few of them. And then there's the rest. So I'm excited for that. I do have to get back to it. All right. I'm gonna keep putting them here, but I feel like I'm gonna get an avalanche. Oops, I forgot to put the fabric back in there. Yeah, so I don't know, I want to get back to this. I want to do, I think I want to do all the borders first, because that way it will make it easy for me to move around. So, you know, when I go to work on it, maybe I'll just do, you know, maybe I'll work on just the month that I'm in, that happen to be in when I'm working on it, or I'll just pick one of the, you know, one of the squares without, you know, not necessarily doing them in the order that they're shown. So it'll just give me more flexibility. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, next. So I have no idea percentage-wise on Halcyon Hollow. Okay, so the next piece was, I should start writing the start dates right on these pieces, honestly. I think it was started this year too, but I'll tell you for sure. Yep, I started April 1st of this year, and it is a chart by Artisy, and it is called Colorful Ocean. And I saw someone had this halfway done, and I was just in awe. It is beautiful, like stitched up. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And so on this one, I'm at 2.7%. I've done 1,617 stitches out of the 60,000. That's it there. This is being done on 18 count even weave. So loving the colors so far. Can't wait to get back to this. Oh, this says Ada. Okay, guess it's Ada. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to this. I'm doing this, it looks like 2/1 full cross, because I just felt like this one needs that like full plush look. Okay, and it's not that big, right? So that one, like I said, is at 2.7%. My goal for that one was to get it, I believe, to 3%, but let me just, yep, 3%. Okay. Okay, the next one is also one in the Celestial series by the Cross Stitch Studio. This was actually their 2025 mystery stitch along, which I have not kept up with, but that's fine. Oh, actually, I don't even have a picture. Do I have a picture? No, I don't have a picture because it's a mystery. I know that the first, well, there's about 12 pages that are out, but yeah, I don't even see where it is here in markup. Okay, well, anyway, it is a stitch along, and I woefully far behind. Still on the first page. I think that's the whole width of the first page, is just 50 stitches wide. So they're not very big pages. This is being done on 25 count. It feels like Ada. I feel like it's Ada. Yeah, I think so. Some of these fabrics from China is hard to tell because like I haven't washed this, and so it looks like there's just, you know, one square, but then when you wash it and some of that starch comes out, then you start seeing the different threads in the weft and warp. But anyway, love those colors. I know it's a part of a face. I've seen a picture. It's part of a face, like of a sun, maybe. But anyway, we'll get back to that at some point. Okay. Apparently this is the Cross Stitch Studio show. So this one is called Aquarius. And I love it. Started this November 4th. Oh no, sorry, April 9th. Did I? Yeah, it says I imported it, so that's when I would have started it, is March 17th and of this year. So it's also a new start. I've done 1,364 stitches out of a total 360,000 stitches. So I'm at 0.4%. The goal is for this year is to get it to 1%. And I start in the, oh, I didn't show you the picture. That would help, eh? That is what it will look like. It's beautiful. So start up in the top left-hand corner. It's on line 39. And that's all I have. So I was working on filling in, and I actually lost the, I had to buy more 939 because I actually lost the floss bobbin. Anyway, that's okay. Okay, next is another new start. So if you've not watched my videos before, what I have been doing since mid-year last year probably is every video, so every 2 weeks basically, I've been, sorry, my dog's barking. I've been starting a new project. So I have all my priority one pieces on a wheel, and I just spin the wheel and let the wheel pick what I'm going to be starting. Okay, so this one is called Blue Flower Mosaic. Where is this from? This is from Pink Lily Patterns. And that is what it will look like. Kind of a stained glass plate, the stained glass piece. So far I've done a whole 800 stitches. Out of the 202,500 stitches, I'm at 0.4%. The goal for this year is just to get it to 1%. So still have some time to go there. Okay, another new start is oh, it might be under the, yep. So the pattern is from Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs. It is called The Amazing Animal Kingdom. Sorry, I'm hearing funny noises out there. Okay, found it. So this is called Shelter, and that is what it will look like when it's completed. Isn't it cute? My gosh. Okay, so I barely have this started. There's only like 100, I don't know, I guess that's 350 stitches or so. And that's that. So it's not going to be very big. That's how big it will be. So not very large. This looks like 25 count. Looks like 25 count even weave. And I just wanted to start it because I love it. Okay, the next one is a new start from only a couple of weeks ago, so there's not very much done in this. This is Sunset at Hogsmeade. I believe it is from Crescent's Creative by Carolyn Weiss. Okay. And when it is completed, it will look like that. So Sunset at Hogsmeade. When I saw this, I knew I had to get it. So like I said, I have not done very much in this. I started this May 18th, so like 3 weeks ago. And I've only gotten 352 stitches in. That's it. Doing this on 25 count pre-gridded fabric. So the reason I draw the grid on, even though there's a grid already on it, is because I do my grid in between the lines. So it's very clear to me, you know, depending on what side of the grid you're on, you're either number 1 or number 10, right? Square 1 or square 10. Whereas on the pre-gridded fabric, they do the entire, like the actual, they don't do it in between the lines, they do it on the line. And I forget which one it is, 1 or 10. So do that on there. Anyway, so 25 count. I do want to get back to that. That's at 0.19%. Goal is, actually I don't have a goal for this one because I decided that anything that was started sort of before May, I wasn't going to, sorry, after May, I wasn't going to put a goal on. Just if I want to pull it out to work on it, that's fine. But I'm not going to say, oh, I want it to be 1% or 3% or whatever. Just don't want the stress. Okay. I have way too many projects. Like I can't, I wouldn't be able to get to everything. So no use stressing myself out. Okay, so the next one is called Everyday Witches Familiar Raven. There's a cat version as well, which I also have. I've not started yet. But this is what the raven looks like. I love it. I love that. I love everything about it. I love the sky. I love the grasses. I love the raven. Love it. Okay, so this one is also a new start. This year I started it May 6th. I have a whole 584 stitches in, so not very much. And you can see how little margin I have, and that is because yeah, see, it says 28 count. That's a lie. It's not 28 count, it's 25 count. So if you're buying fabric from China, make sure when you get it, you actually measure it. Because I ordered 28 count, it said 28 count on it, but it is not, it's 25. And so I realized it wasn't gonna fit, and unless I really reduce the margins. And this is fine because it's a full coverage. It'll get framed right up to there if I end up framing it, and I can just add more fabric where I need to in order to allow the whatever lacing or whatever it is that needs to happen. So there's 584 stitches there. I'm at 0.42%. Again, this is another one I don't have a specific goal for because it was at the beginning of May. All right. Next is another new start. Told you there was a lot of them every 2 weeks, right? This one is Dragon Clans. The artwork is by Anne Stokes, and I believe this came from Pain Free Crafts. Yes, Pain Free Crafts. And I believe it is retired there. I don't know if it's available anywhere else. That's what it'll look like. It is gorgeous. I love it. I saw this stitched up at Stitch North a couple of years ago. The Violet Stitcher, Anita, the Violet Stitcher here on YouTube, had completed this at Stitch North, so I got to see it in person. It was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so I started that March 10th, and I have a whole 859 stitches. Again, this is that same fabric that was supposed to be 28 count that isn't. And I have 859 stitches out of 200,000. So I'm at 0.43%. The goal for this is to get to 1%. So, okay, next one is one of my favorites as well, although I haven't picked it up for a little while. But I probably put up a month and a half, but I need to. So this is by the Facebook group Visa, V-I-S-A. It's a piece of fine art by Bottoni. It is called Diana and Cupid. And I started in that top left corner, just getting into the tree. I need to get back to this. So this is a 28 count even weave. And there's that tree that I was showing you. So this has a total of 24,086 stitches out of 610,619. So I'm at 3.94%. The goal for this would be to get it to 5%. Quite a bit of fabric there. It's quite large. Okay. I started that February 1st, 2023. I really need to get back to it. Okay, next. Another new start. And I can't wait to work on this. Again, I've been really itching to work on this. So this is artwork by Rose Kahn. It is also from Pain Free Crafts, right? Let me just make sure. It's not showing on here. I believe it is from Pain Free Crafts. It is Cozy Book Nook. Cozy Winter Book Nook. That is what it will look like when it's finished. I just love it. I've been working on this cross country, starting in the top left corner. So far. So started this March 27th, and I have a whole 1,009 stitches. So not very much. Got to get back to it. I'm at 0.2% of the 512,000 stitches. This is, so it's marked as 28 count, but I don't know. Now I need to, oh, okay, I did check. So I do have enough. I don't know if it's 25 or 28 count. I think this is the same fabric, so I think it's actually 25 count. Anyway, so the goal for this would be to get it to 1%. Okay. Okay, another new start. Very recent. is one that I've had the pattern for a few years, at least 2 years. This is the regular version. This is called Museum Shelf. Artwork is by Amy Stewart, and it is also from Haid. Also being done on 25 count even weave. And eventually, that is what it will look like. Hopefully, if I ever get it done. So like I said, it's 25 count even weave from China. And excuse me. I have a whole 667 stitches in this for a total of 0.17%. Out of the 402,000 stitches. So I started, now with this one, I'm debating, and I started with the outside as usual, right? Like the edges. But I'm debating because if you look at this, there's a frame around the outside, right? And that frame is stitched, and that's what I was stitching there. But I'm thinking I'm not gonna stitch. I'm thinking I'm gonna crop those out and just stitch the whole thing, because I'm gonna have, it would be framed at the end of the day. So I don't need to stitch a frame within a frame. I don't know, I might in the end, but I think I'm gonna just skip that outside frame for now and actually get started on the meat of it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, did I say I did 667 stitches out of the 402,000? I'm at 0.17%. I started this on, May 6th, 2025, so it does not have a goal for this year. Okay, the next one is also from Haid. The artwork is by Dominic Davidson, who did my Sunset in Venice. And this is the Mountain Cabin. If I can find it. There it is. So this is the Mountain Cabin, regular size max colors. And what it will look like when it is done is that. It is gorgeous. I'm up in the top left, in the top of that tree. And I have 3,390 stitches. There's that tree. I'm at 0.9%. So the goal for this one was actually just to get it to 3%. I might have said 1%, I don't know, but that's, you know, that's like 340 stitches. So I'm gonna work towards 3% for this one. So 3,390 stitches complete out of 375,550. There's a lot of confetti in this. So we'll see. Somewhere anywhere between, you know, even if I got 2%, I'd be happy. Okay. Okay, so the next one is another Haid. This one is called Maxine. And if I can find it, there it is. So artwork is by Hannah Lynn. She will look like that when she's done. So just a different art style. I started this April 15th, 2023, and I am at 5.5%. So done 6,930 stitches out of 126,800. So this is, I'm at 5.5%, like I said. So the goal for this would be to get it to 10%. I don't know if I'll make it, but I do like this one. This one's really good for block stitching. So when I just feel like, you know, kind of, it's not quite it's not mindless, but there are a lot of blocks. Well, you can see like a lot of the same colors right in there. So it is nice for when you just want more relaxing stitching. This is being done on 25 count even weave. Again, not a ton of margin, but that's okay. I don't know that one would be one that I would frame anyways, so not too worried. Okay. Next is another biggie, and another one from Amy Stewart and Haid. This one is called Foxglove Ball. I really need to get back to this one. I adored it. Again, I saw it half finished, or at least a third finished, and it was stunning. I had to buy it. This picture does not give it justice by any stretch of the imagination. It's hard to see. There's so much detail in there, but it is stunning. I really need to get back to this. So it's another biggie. It is well, not as big. Okay, so it's not as big as the Supersize Max color ones, but it's 520,625 stitches, so also not small. I have done 2,309 stitches to date, so I'm at 0.44%. The goal for this year would be to get it to 1%. And then I'm just going to reevaluate in the, in the new year. I said I was at 0.44%. Yeah, it's being done on 25 count even weave. Okay. And all my favorite colors are beautiful blues. Okay. That one, oh, that's what I was going to say. I started that September 19th, 2023. So it's been, a year and a half, and I haven't gotten very much done on it. I really need to. Okay, so the next one is a recent start. I started this with Kim, the 303 Stitcher, and it is called Bonfire Night. I started this May 13th as part of our Monopoly series. That is what it looks like. I love, love, love this piece. I haven't been doing too much stitching in the past couple of weeks for a whole bunch of reasons, but I really need to get back to this. So I've done a whole 456 stitches. I'm doing this one over one full cross on 32 count. This is the first time I'm doing a full coverage on 32 count. So I'm at 0.13% out of the just under 350,000 stitches. Because I started this in May, I don't have any specific goal for that. Again, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to work on it. It just means that I am not aiming for any particular goal. Whatever I get done is great. Okay. Another beautiful, beautiful piece, but Confetti Hell is the Honeymoon Sunset. It's another cross stitch studio piece. There's a lot of people doing this on FlossTube. I absolutely love it. Although, like I said, it's Confetti Hell, but that is what it will look like when it's finished. Still working in the Deviltree on the left. This is artwork by Abraham Hunter. Like I said, it's from the Cross Stitch Studio. I'm doing this on 28 count. And that's what I've got. So there's two full pages, and then I was working on these pages. Started getting confused with that because there's so much confetti. I can't even explain how much there is, which is why it looks stunning. But I was starting to get confused. So the last time I worked on it, I decided I was going to start working on it in the diagonal for a couple of reasons. One is that it restricts me to a small area, so hopefully that reduces the number of ninja stitches that I have to go back and do that I hate. And secondly, I'll get into more stuff quicker as opposed to just working from the top down. So yeah. So this one, so I started this October 12th, 2023. So again, a year and a half. And I'm at 3.25%, or 18,303 stitches out of the 563,981. And I do want to get back to this as well because I loves it. I love it so much. So I started this 2/1 half cross, and I found it, especially with all the, you can kind of see it's really like it's kind of bulky. It's very bulky. And you can also see a line there. So what I started doing when I got to down here, and because it was so bulky, I was actually having broke a needle. You know the ball tip, the Sullivan's ball tip needles? I broke the ball off. And I broke another needle at the eye. And it was hard to get through, right? So it hurt my hand. So what I decided to do was to do it 1/1 full cross instead. So you can see there. Yep, so 1/1 full cross. And I think I'm going to enjoy that much more. Okay, that's being done on 28 count. I don't know if I said that. Okay. Next. Oh, nothing in there. Okay. I am missing a couple projects. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're getting into pieces that I work on very frequently. So this first one is by L&L Designs. It was made specifically for the 2025 Hade Sal. This one is Jelly World. That's what it will look like when it's done. I love this piece. I think it's stunning. And I'm still working on the first 4 pages. Well, this is actually the first 3 pages. I think it's looking great. My goal for this year is to get 6 full pages completed. So far I've done 11,179 stitches out of the 90,240. So I'm like 11%. Yeah, somewhere around 11%. And I need to get to 50%. So that's looking great. I'm doing it on 25 count, even weave, 2/1 half cross. Okay. So, put it there. Okay, the next one is my anniversary piece. This is another one by the Cross Stitch Studio. The artwork is by Diana Dengel. And it is called Home Sweet Home. And when it is finished, it will look like that. Okay, I'm actually going to take this, oops, take the needle off. I'm going to take this out of the frame so I can show you the whole thing since we're doing a WIP parade. In the meantime, I can tell you some stats. So I've hit a huge goal on this one. I have hit 50%. I'm at 50.32%, which is amazing. So I've done 168,891 stitches out of 335,627 stitches. Okay. And pardon the wrinkles, but I don't iron anything until I'm done. So this is the bottom of the piece. It's looking so good. So here, so obviously this is the bed. This is their heads. So I had just gotten into that. This is the pillow. Obviously the hat. This is the beginning, the top of the dog, a beagle or whatever he is. This is the cat, the dresser, frame. There's some stitches in here missing, and the spectacles that I have to do. And I've been working on, yeah, the bed and the space beneath the bed. But like I said, this is the bottom. So that's the part, so this is the part that I'm working on right now. I'm going to get that complete, and then I'll probably, to be honest, I'll probably come back to the beginning here and work my way across. Okay. You want to talk confetti? This thing is all confetti. The only bulk stitching that there is like this black and down and a little bit down here, but even that is like has a lot of browns and grays. But the rest of it, the walls, all that wood paneling, oh my god. This thing, this frame, I don't know, 3,000 colors. The top of this hat, again, it looks great. 3,000 colors. It's insane. Anyways, but I'm super happy. I got half of it done. So my goal, I don't know, really I want to get this done sooner rather than later. And it's, like I said, it's my anniversary piece. As long as I get it done before my 30th, it's my 25th this year. There's no way I'm going to get it done in the next month and a half. If I get it done anytime in the next 5 years, that would be good. For my 30th, that would be fine. But I think I'll get it done before that, because I'm working on it every week. I'm putting in, around 1,300 stitches a week into it. So, although I haven't worked on it in the past 2 or 3 weeks because of reasons. Okay, next. Oh, I should put that back in the, sorry, I'm gonna put that back in the project bag. Okay, next is Saga. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So this is my one and only long dog sampler. And so of course I had to pick the biggest one, right? I don't know if it's still the biggest one, but That's when I bought it. That's what it's gonna look like. Well, in general, that's what it's gonna look like. And I am doing this on, oh my gosh, this keeps coming off. Why? I'm doing this in 2 colors. So the inside of all of the arches is this by Stitches So Beautiful called Mood. It is beautiful. Beautiful. I have a whole other hank of this because I did not want to. Oh, why does this keep coming off? Maybe I'm not doing it tight enough. I don't know. Anyways, there we go. Okay. And then the archways I'm doing in 413 gray. Let me show you the whole piece, what I've done so far. That's where I am. So first of all, I'm not doing this on 32 count, I'm doing it on 28 count Jobelin. Okay, so that's what I've done so far. I think it's looking fantastic. So I'm at 6.6%. So I've done 6,000, this is 6,805 stitches out of the total 103,963. So actually I just realized I have to, okay. Anyway, so this is gonna get some work this month, being June, for June Dog. If you don't know what June Dog is, go check out the Crow Stitcher here on FlossTube. June is the month for stitching on your long dog samplers. Okay. When did I start that? I started that November 15th, 2024. So 5-6 months ago. Okay. Next. Oh. So, this actually isn't a cross stitch piece. I'll show you the picture. Actually, I have a picture right here. This is a punch needle kit that I decided to try out. It's a little fox, and I'm not very good. This is the first punch needle I've ever done, and I'm still, I haven't got the handle. I haven't got a handle yet on how to do it, but I'm having fun trying. So I get to play with fun flosses, so. Okay, next. I have to take this out of the Q-snap. So this is my first ever Mirabilia. This is Royal Games 2, which has the Queen of Clubs and the Queen of Diamonds. It's very wrinkled because it's been in the Q-snap. So the Queen of Clubs is complete except for the beads. Hold on. There we go. So Queen of Clubs complete except for the beads. And then the Queen of Diamonds, I have her, how about halfway complete? Except for the beads. Yeah, so I'm just working on her chest and then her head. I would love to get this done this year. Will it happen? I don't know. But I have enjoyed working on this quite a bit. I wish the pattern was electronic instead of paper. That would make it a lot easier for me. But still be. Okay, so there are a couple more. They are printed or stamped kits. So this is a new start just from this past week. It is called, let me show you the image. It's a piece of fine art by Caravaggio called The Birth of Venus. It's large. I don't think I realized when I bought it that it was going to be this big, but that is how big it is. It's huge. So what did I do? I wanted to see how I was going to like the detail, because it really annoys me when, you know, you put in so much work and then you realize that the detail sucks. So I thought, let me check out her face. I think her face looks great. So I did do a little bit of backstitch around her face. I don't know that it needed it, but I added it anyways. I think her face looks fine. So I think I'm going to continue. And yeah, once she's up on the wall, like from out here, it looks fine. So yes, that's all I've done on her. Okay. So there's that. So there's that, and I do have a couple of other stamped kits. 1 second. Okay, so there are 4 more. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is another full coverage. This is called Scaredy Cats. It is another Haid by, what's his name? Jeff Haney. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. That's what it will look like. That just fell down. Okay. And there it is. So far, started this October 2023. I'm at 20.4%. and the goal for this would be to get it to 25% this year. So I'm at 19,601 stitches out of 96,250. I'm doing this 2/1 half cross in on 25 count. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, avalanche. So I have to show you a picture. I don't know where my pattern is right now. So I'll have to show you online. So that is The Sorceress by Joan Elliott. That's what she will look like when she's done. And I think this is up. I started in the middle, and that's where I've got to. So that's just the armchair. This is the start of the owl. Then this here blue is the edge of her hat. So if you look there, you can see where that is. Anyway, I'm doing this on a beautiful piece of 14 count Aida from Kaylee 10 Stitch called Crème de Cassis. 14 count Aida. All right, so that's that one. Okay, then I have 2 stamped kits, and I don't have great pictures for these. These are both on 14 count. So if I hold it out here, you can kind of tell, like, there's a moon, there's a woman, and there's a wolf there, and she's holding a wolf cub in her arms. This is being done on their satin floss. So I haven't gotten that much done, but I have worked on it this year. Not a ton, but I have worked mostly in the moon, trying to get that done. And next I want to come to her face, if I can figure out where that is. Anyways, so you could probably tell better on the back what I've done. So that one was just called Woman, Wolves, Moon. Okay, so that's one. And the second one was just called Lion. Also being done with satin floss. I've not gotten a ton done with this. So there's a picture. I haven't gotten a ton done. I wanted to work on this is his eye here. So you can see from the back. So not a ton, but I do want to get back to this one too at some point. If you haven't been able to tell, I love cats. I love big cats, and especially lions and lionesses in particular. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know how many projects that was. Maybe I'll count them later, but that, like I said, that's not all of my projects. That's only the ones that I've actually touched this year. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you have any of the same projects? Which one was your favorite of mine, and which ones would you like to see come back out for a stitchy session? Let me know. If you've stuck around this long, first of all, thank you so much, because this is a long video. I'm just gonna do it in one long video. I think it's gonna be about an hour and a half total, so not too bad. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been working on. Let me know what your favorite project was and which one you would like to see come out more often for stitching. And what would you like to do a stitch with me with? I'd love to hear ideas from people on what projects they would like to see during a stitch with me if you watch those. Anyway, like I said, if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't already and you like what you've seen, hit that like and subscribe button, or hit the like button and the subscribe button so that you are notified when new videos come up. I should have another floss tube up later this week, but we'll see. Anyways, my friends, until the next time, bye.